Good morning, everyone. We are up bright and early today to go look at a boat. We're hoping it's our dream boat. We're hoping it's the one. We're not going to tell you which one that boat is just yet. You got to stick around and watch. But before we do anything, I need coffee.
We had spent night after night scouring the internet for the perfect boat. Out of the blue, we stumbled upon one that was actually in Panama, and we learned that a sailing buddy of ours knew the owner and was pretty familiar with the boat. So we rushed to the airport and went straight to Air Panama to buy our tickets. Unfortunately, they were sold out for the date that we needed, which allowed us to try a new airline in town, Bogus Air.
We got our plane tickets to go to Panama to go look at our boat. It's a tiny little plane, but we're going.
We got up early, had our coffee, packed our bags, and called in a favor from our neighbor to pick us up and take us into town.
Rix is getting an early breakfast today. She can't come along with us this time, so we are feeding her now, and our neighbors are going to feed her for the rest of the weekend while we are gone. So enjoy your big breakfast, Riggs. It's good, isn't it? She always eats like it's her last meal. It's hilarious.
I'm feeling many things right now, but the main thing I'm feeling is nervous. We are about to get on a tiny little plane, and I hate flying, whether it's a Boeing 767 or anything. As soon as I'm in the air, I get like really bad anxiety. So I'm really excited about the trip, but I'm super nervous about this flight.
I'm alive. We're alive. That was terrifying. We finally landed in Panama City, and now we got to figure out part 2, how to get to where the boat is, because it's actually not here in Panama City. It's a little further away. Before we go to Coronado, we have one very important thing that we have to get done. Kirk cannot leave the city without getting his wonderful golden locks cut. So
gotta look good for the gram.
Gotta look good for the gram. So we are on our way to the Multi-Plaza Mall, where we usually come to get our hair cut. And the next time you see him, he's gonna look real good. We love coming to the city because we get to kind of see all the new things, come to the malls, see the new fashions and things like that. So it's always cool to see what's new and out there, because we don't have a lot of stores in our island. But one thing that we don't like is the hustle and bustle of the things. We've lived a pretty remote life the last couple of years on our island, and now we're taking it another step further and moving to a nomadic lifestyle on a boat. Hey guy, how you doing?
Instead of taking a taxi, we decided to take an Uber for the next leg of our trip. And according to the map, we were just an hour or so away from the marina and our potential new home.
Ladies and gentlemen, after an hour drive, we have finally made it here, and I'm about to turn around and see, ooh, the beach. We made it. So now we are in San Carlos in Coronado at a beautiful eco lodge. We're gonna go do some exploring and eat. I'm starving, always starving.
Okay guys, we got to San Carlos, we took a stroll around town, we went up and down the beach trying to get our bearings here, and now we have sat down to dinner and we're trying to relax and gather our thoughts for tomorrow's big boat inspection. We're going to keep the boat a secret for a little while longer. We want to reveal it in the next scene, so we're going to keep you on your toes. But we are expecting to see a pretty nice boat, one that's been well maintained, one that should be pretty clean. We've talked to the owner, we've gotten a lot of pictures and videos from him, and he is very meticulous. He's German extraction, he tells us, and tells us that because of that he's very meticulous and loves to keep his boat well maintained, so that's a plus.
Very good boat, he says.
The downside, or what we don't expect to see tomorrow, is we don't expect to see a real sexy boat. This is not one of my dream boats, but it does have a reputation of being a very well-built boat. It does have the reputation of being a good liveaboard boat, a good cruising boat. And so we're going a little more practical than maybe sexy, but that's probably okay because the budget is also right. And we don't want to stress ourselves out over budget. I mean, it's our goal to live within our means so that we don't have to be stressed out, we don't have to work too hard to keep our lifestyle. So having a nice budget on this boat is a big plus. What we are looking forward to seeing tomorrow is the boat being out of the water. The boat has gotten hauled out. The owner is redoing the anti-fouling paint on the boat, and so tomorrow we'll get to see the boat on the hard, get to see under the boat, get to see all its workings underneath, and then hopefully Monday they're going to splash the boat and we will be able to get a sea trial. So it's the best of both worlds. Yes, we have fingers crossed. We know that it's not a guaranteed happening because they are doing a lot of work on the boat right now, and it seems like they might be running behind schedule. So we'll see how that goes. But after this weekend, we should have a really good feel as to whether or not this boat is right for us. We will see. So we will catch up with you guys tomorrow morning when we go and see what this boat's all about.
All right, so we just walked up to the marina and I can see the boat right in front of me. You can't see it from here yet, but I can see it. It's right over there.
This is the 2009 Admiral 40. She isn't necessarily the sexiest boat, but she's beautiful in her own way. The owner was very gracious and let us get a sneak peek while he was cleaning her up and getting her ready for a sea trial. So we hopped on and got down to business.
Well, we couldn't take you guys on board and show you a lot of footage and explain in detail what we saw yesterday. We were very busy actually taking our job seriously, inspecting all the nooks and crannies of the boat the best that we could. So we slept on it and we have a long list of thoughts that it is now time to share with all of you, and we broke them down into pros and cons.
Some of the pros, there are a number of pros. Big one is budget. We know that we're going to have to spend some money fixing up any boat that we potentially buy. This one is starting off at a low budget. It does have quite a few things to fix, but we feel like even after fixing those items that we will still be at a better price point than some of the other boats that we've been looking at. Also, the boat is in Panama and we currently live in Panama, so getting ourselves to the boat and getting our dog Rigby to the boat is going to be a lot easier based on the fact that we're still in the same country. Another plus about the boat is the design of the boat. It's a 40-foot boat, but it has a huge galley. Linda loves to cook and we both love to eat, and so having a large galley it's a major consideration for us. There are considerations on the cost of the maintenance costs of the boat. It's only a 40-foot boat. Some of the other boats that we've been looking at have been 43, 45 feet. And anytime you increase the length of your boat, then the maintenance costs and just the cost at a marina and anything that's based on the footage of your boat is going to be less if you can find a boat that fits your needs and is smaller. Finally, mechanically, the boat seems to be in great shape, mechanically and structurally. So these are the pros that we have listed for the boat.
Yeah.
But then there are some drawbacks as well.
Yeah, so where the boat shines mechanically, it is very dull cosmetically. There's a lot of things that need to be maybe fixed or just refitted and restructured to fit our needs and to fit our style and our personality. Then as well, compared to the other boats that we have been looking at, this boat's missing a bunch of the things that we liked in other catamarans. For example, this boat doesn't have a bowsprit, it doesn't have a code 0, it doesn't have dagger boards, things of that nature that we were actually kind of looking forward to, more on the performance side of a catamaran. And then the biggest con, which may not be a big con for you guys, but it's definitely a con for him, he is very tall. He's about 6'1", right?
6'1".
6'1", and those beds in the main cabin bed specifically, it's small, and his feet dangle off of the bed.
I didn't give it a true test, but this boat was custom built by the original owner to include much more storage, much more cabinetry inside the berths, which took away space from the actual beds.
Yeah.
So it may be a little too tight.
We still have hopes that we can work something out, but about to get ready, pack things up, go check out the boat, and we will
See it one more time.
We'll see it one more time, yeah.
It was finally time to put this girl in the water. The conditions weren't adequate to take her for a long ride, but it was nice to take over the helm and imagine our future for just a brief moment. We thanked the owner, grabbed our notes, said our goodbyes, and went back to our room with a ton of things that we needed to discuss.
Well, after 2 extensive days of inspection, we have decided to pass on the Admiral 40.
Dun, dun, dun.
It just needed too many repairs, too many upgrades. It wasn't maintained quite to our standards.
Yeah.
So the price that had initially attracted us to that boat ended up not being the great price that we thought it was.
Yeah, not to mention that we walked in there and we didn't get those little butterflies in our stomach, like, this is the one. We didn't even get the, well, maybe if we work hard enough, we can make this work. It's just none of those feelings were there when we were in that boat.
No, and the owner really wasn't up for negotiation. He
Yeah.
felt like he had discounted the price enough. So we've been told many times, if the deal doesn't feel right, you'll never regret walking away from it. So that's what we're going to do in this case. But there are other boats out there. In fact, we already have our eye on a couple of them, and I'm trying to go see one of them soon.
Yeah.
We'll keep you informed on our journey,
Yep.
and hopefully we'll find our boat soon.
Yeah, and by soon he means really, really soon, because although we are not homeless, we are very much boatless, and we don't want to be boatless for too long. So be sure you guys like, subscribe, click the little notification bell below, and thank you guys so much for following us and being around with our journey. It really means so much to us.